Everybody, we are here today in Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania. We're up at the Cedar Hill Cemetery here in Lebanon County. We are here today at a monument. They actually just had an article on Lebtown about this monument because they're actually going to be doing quite a bit of fixing up. And I do apologize for the wind. We're out here in the middle of a field on a hill right around above Fredericksburg, and this sort of statue is looking down towards the town. This monument, particular monument, it was placed here in 1884 by John Lick. He is the son of the esteemed James Lick of the Lick Observatory renown. And if you look in the background, you can actually see the Lick Memorial that is here that James Lick had placed here after his death. It was in honor of his father and grandfather, and also his mother and grandmother. They had served, the father and grandfather, I believe, had served in the Revolutionary War, and he really loved them and admired them. So he wanted to have this monument. It's a very unique monument. We visited here before. It's something you would see on like a Gettysburg battlefield, national battlefield, or something like that. This monument very much the same. A little less ornate, but John Lick had it placed here in honor of the Civil War veterans of this Bethel Township area in Fredericksburg. There are actually 56 veterans of the Civil War that are buried here, including 2 that were killed in the Battle of Gettysburg. We will take a closer look at this monument, but this is known as the Sentry Monument, because of the soldier that's standing on sentry, sort of overlooking the town of Fredericksburg, but overlooking these men that served so faithfully and so courageously in the Civil War. This monument, it's been here since 1884. It's having some issues. The statue on top is sort of leaning backwards because the base of it is starting to have issues. Also, this monument originally was placed sort of on like stone bricks, if you will, that people would have had in their homes. So they are actually going to take this down professionally, probably in the fall or winter, send it off to Ohio, the statue itself, to get it, refurbished and cleaned up, because something like that has to be done professionally. And I guess they'll get everything here. It's got to be taken apart in like 5 different pieces to be cleaned up, restored, and then they're going to put a reinforced concrete base, so this thing will last for just as many years as it's been here already, which is 140 years roughly. Here we're coming up 1884 and we're in 2024, so 140 years that this has been here. But it's an extraordinary monument to these men that served. And one guy will actually turn it around here and actually talk about this guy in particular. He wound out getting wounded in battle in the Petersburg campaign under U.S. Grant. So let's turn this around, talk a little bit more. So this guy here, John K. Darks, he was actually wounded. Is in a battle. Is one of the several that was before Petersburg. He got hit by a cannonball and actually lost his leg. And actually has here, it says about the cannonball and stuff like that. So it's cool how it actually has a story here. But he lived till 1877, I believe. So he actually lived about 12 years after, but only lived to the age of 43. I'm sure that had an effect on him, certainly. But there's a number of them here. These are all Civil War vets, and strewn throughout this cemetery are 56 men who served in the Civil War. But it has in particular the name of Gettysburg, that battle. And it said, "To the brave defenders of the Union, 1861 to 1865, by John H. Lick." And then as you can see up through there, you can actually see the Sentry soldier almost fell. 1884 was erected. There's a number of different symbols on this statue here that are important. And here it'll have, that's supposed to be, I think, John Sheridan. I will make any corrections if I'm off on any of this, because I want to make sure I have all the information correct. And then they have a number of the different battles like Antietam, Wilderness, Fredericksburg, Chancellorsville, Winchester, Petersburg. That's where this John Darks was injured. He had lost his leg. Five Forks, Atlanta. Let's go over the other one, and we'll end with the palm that's on here that's really, really quite neat. They do have Abraham Lincoln there. They have a part there where it's sailor. I think the Grand Army of the Republic is on the other side, that symbol. And then Vicksburg, New Orleans, Hampton Roads, Island number 10, Charleston, and Mobile, Savannah. So these were all battles that the gentlemen that are buried here fought in from this area. So, and there's a poem here that's really beautiful. It's like, no more the bugle calls the weary ones rest. Noble spirit in the grave unknown. We will find you, we will know you among the good and true, when the robe of white is given for the faded coat of blue. So this is just an extraordinary monument. And this is the Sentry Monument here in Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania at Cedar Hill Cemetery. And it's just northeast of the town on the hill, sort of overlooking it. It's neat because the Sentry is in essence not only standing over these men that are buried here that served in the Civil War, but also looking over the town of Fredericksburg. So I am going to have as well the address if people want to give to this monument. They feel it's probably going to cost about $120,000 to do everything, restoring, and there's a lot of stuff that is being given for the restoration and to put in the base, because you can see the base there, it's sort of just stones that it's sitting on, and it's probably moved a little bit, subsidence, that type of thing. But this is just another one of these really neat monuments in the area that we're trying to save, and Cedar Hill Cemetery in particular are trying to put these funds together to get this done and get it done properly to, you know, keep the memory of these men alive and keep history alive. So if there is anything else that I wind up thinking of, I'll probably add it here at the end of the video, but it's very cold and windy up here. But I wanted to come up here because they had this article with Lebtown. I wind up putting that in the comments as well, so you guys can read that article. It's very well put together. And then any other more information I can come up with. And then I will also have, probably at the end of the video, I'll have that picture that has for what they're trying to do here with the Sentry Monument, and also have the P.O. box that any money that people want to donate to this cause to restore this monument, that we'll have that there at the end of the video and in the comments, so you guys can see that. But once again, I want to say thank you everybody for coming along. At some point when it's a little warmer, I want to do a video once again on the Lick Memorial there, because that thing is just so absolutely stunning and so neat. So a lot of cool symbology, iconography on this particular monument. It's well worth coming and seeing, just because of what it symbolizes, what it's for, and the men that it's also representing. So as always, I want to say thank you for coming along, and we will see you all about town. So a couple things I just wanted to add in, like I said I was going to do probably at the end of this video. The general, I think I got it correct, but it's General Philip Sheridan is the guy that's the general on the horse. That was from the records. And the battle that the guy, the John Darkes, however it's pronounced, lost his leg at a cannonball, was the Battle of Weldon Railroad. I guess this was one of the precursor battles to the overall siege of Petersburg with General Grant. And that was the battle where the guy lost his leg. But such a neat monument, really well worth restoring. And I plan on sending a little something to them to help pay for this. It's a lot, but these monuments, because of their age, because of what they're made of. The Lebtown article also talks about some of the plans that they're going to put a new steel structure underneath this, because I guess it's a white bronze. So the statue itself is not actually like granite, or like it's not like a masonry type thing. That's actually like a white bronze that they have to put a new steel structure inside that to wind out keeping it stabilized at the feet onto the actual monument itself, which is stone. I'm not sure if they're planning on doing some stuff with that as too. I would assume, because it's $120,000, it's not going to be just the metal part, but it's actually going to be the entire monument that they're going to be doing stuff with. But it's well worth preserving. So if anybody wants to give to that, I am going to post that, like I said, in the comments. I'm going to post the article, its web address, and go from there. But it's a cool bit of history, and celebrating these men from that Bethel Township in the town of Fredericksburg that served in the Civil War, all 56 of them. Thank you guys as always, and we will see you all about town.